Want to make defensive looking structures in Medieval Dynasty? Let's do this. We can create the effect of it looking like we have a guardhouse on a low wall by using some piers and platforms. So let's make that happen in a new area. You'll need a lot of planks and logs depending upon how you plan to decorate it. Once we've chosen our spot, high ground is always a nice advantage. Let's kind of get an idea about where we want these things to look out. So this is a natural pass, and not that anybody's going to walk in the swamp, but it's a natural pass looking area. And let's say we want the corner here. All right, so first off, I can mark off the area that I want to block with palisades. So we can take this and we can make a kind of like a fit line to say, this is the farthest I want this thing to go. With the hammer out, we can see what we're building. If you put it on destroy mode, you can see it at all times. Just be careful, don't break it down. Then go to platforms. Now, I prefer the plank bridge. You can use whichever one of these you feel like looks the best for guard posting style material, but I kind of like this. I like the plank bridge. We're going to make a corner, because the corner is going to allow us to have a portion that comes out and goes to our little bend. I'm choosing to build at the top of the hill, right? And the top of the hill is going to give me the greatest height, which is going to make that guard tower look like it's actually above the palisades. So we'll put this here. Sometimes we have to be a little concerned about how close we match up with our walls. I think we're good. So then what we'll do is we'll go to platforms, and then we're going to put an end on it. We're going to the bridge, and then we're going to do the plank bridge end and rotate it. And then we should be able to get it to snap on. There we are. And now we have finished the portion that's going to be the part that you can walk out on. Could we have placed a different version there? Absolutely, and let's look into that in a moment. Last thing is the ramp. We snap the ramp on right here, and then we can switch to build mode, and let's make this thing. And there we have it. Now we have an overlook, and it feels and looks like we're actually above the walls, and we can shoot over this with arrows. Now from here, we could also start making more, you can add more to this and you can expand on this idea. I like to add a little bit of the wooden gate, or the wooden fencing on here, just to make it have a visual break on the bottom part here, so that I can place this in, and then I can make it look a little more kind of believable as a thing. Ooh, I don't know if I like the height on that one, so that one might be a redo. But this makes it look a little more fit, in that there's not just a dock here, right? And we can refit these walls now that we placed it. From here, it can be really nice to add things like your arrow bucket. So a barrel can make a great arrow bucket, and you can drop some arrows into that as if you were actually stocking this area with arrows. And there's other ways that you can actually put some of the weapons out there, or even just straight up put the weapons on here and drop them in. Now, what would it have looked like if we did a different design? If we start out with one that travels in two directions, a split, now we can put a couple ends on this, and then we'll be able to have a much wider walkway on a wall. And if you have an extensive wall and you want to make this walkway go fairly continuously around it, you can just continue to build these walkways without putting ends on them, and you will have a fairly substantial walkway for what feels like and what almost looks like a castle. From here, when we're done, we now have two portions. We can overlook this side of things, and now we can overlook the other side. And if we were able to, and if we had the time and the patience, we could probably build this around a curved wall and make an actual walkway on a wall. It's a low wall. It's not quite what the walls are like in Piastovia, but it's what we can do. Take care, y'all.